The route west of Douglas. West of the North Platte River, the old Yellowstone Highway has been incorporated into various state and county roads. Along the route, there are fenced stone historic markers with two plaques, one erected in 1931 for Bill Hooker, a bullwhacker, and one erected in 1943 for the Oregon Trail, which was located about 4 miles to the south. These old markers help to verify the original location of the Yellowstone Highway. In this area, the old route is now State Highway 96, but has changed little since the 1930s. Farther west along County Road 36, the old route crosses Laprelle Creek by a substantial concrete and timber bridge. As mentioned earlier, some of the oldest pieces of the Yellowstone Highway were constructed with convict labor. One such segment is still visible a few hundred feet south of Converse County Road 27, west of Glen Rock along the North Platte River near the Dave Johnson Power Plant. It was built in the teens, before the improvements made by the federal aid program. This intact road segment is about 1.5 miles long and represents the only pre-1920s version of the Yellowstone Highway located during the survey. Just west of this segment and across from the power plant is an Oregon Trail marker erected in 1913 and an interpretive sign for the grave of Alva Unthank, an Oregon Trail emigrant who died of cholera in 1850. The Yellowstone Highway passed through the center of Glen Rock and the Commerce Block, which was built in 1917. It has been enrolled in the National Register of Historic Places and has recently been renovated. West of Glen Rock, the old highway alignment is crossed several times by the present highway, which is an upgraded version of the 1939 route. A segment of the old road and a concrete abutment are visible on the south side of the highway, where there was a raised earthen roadbed and a culvert or bridge that was washed out. The remnants of Parkerton, a 1920s-era oil settlement, are located along the early route of the Yellowstone Highway. The later 1930s version is today's highway, several hundred feet to the south. Parkerton was associated with the Big Muddy oil field, and there are still scattered facilities, wood frame buildings, and a warehouse. On the west edge of Parkerton, there is another Oregon Trail marker that was erected in 1913, and the 1864 grave of Ada McGill. Today, the old highway through Parkerton is a lightly traveled gravel road. A few miles west of Parkerton, the old Yellowstone Highway crosses from the north to the south side of today's highway, which gradually diverges from the old route. From the highway crossing to the Natrona County line, the original Yellowstone Highway retains its historic appearance. The setting is almost pristine, and one can still see such features as steel culverts with concrete wing walls. In the same area, there is a collapsed 76-foot-long timber bridge. The roadbed is still visible crossing Muddy Creek near the Natrona County line, the west end of the project. This westernmost segment is about 7.5 miles long and strongly represents the early 1920s route of the Yellowstone Highway. Conclusions. As a result of this survey, Rosenberg Historical Consultants identified over 68 miles of the Yellowstone Highway within Converse County. More than 9 miles of contributing segments were found, including a unique segment of road constructed by convict labor in the early 1910s. The results of the survey will be used to aid long-term planning for improvements and expansion of the transportation system in Converse County. The report has also been made available to Converse County, to other local governments within the county, and to the general public, including the Converse County Public Library, the Converse County Historical Society, and the Wyoming Pioneer Memorial Museum in Douglas.